Hello, everyone. It's Fish Shozo again on my first live stream of this channel. And here is Pope Metallicus. Yeah, you may know him from the other live streams I re-uploaded. Was discussing anime.
Good to be here again, man.
Today we are talking Ranking of Kings, which is an anime I initially slept on. It came out in 2021. The other option was Odd Taxi. We might talk about that next time.
Yeah,
Uh,
that one I think it had a little bit more potential.
this is Ranking of Kings, and this is about let me share screen here. Share screen. Uh,
And I thought the story was great. I
this
think
is
the
about
animation didn't
this
live up
little
to it.
deaf prince.
Yeah, and this is what I'm talking about, where
The
looks a
little
little
deaf
too
prince named Boji.
it looks a little too Western for me.
Western.
Like how like modern
I'm okay
Western
with it.
suck ass, where they're really
Yeah.
cheaply made and really just simple. This kind of struck that with
Hmm.
me. Like the
Yeah,
animation
that was actually kind of the point though,
bad,
because
but it
mhm,
does have elements of that
mhm.
where it's just like,
Yeah,
okay, this is being
he
paid off.
designed it look um now the creation behind this the manga for this anime is weird because the creator wasn't a successful manga author before he made the manga. As a matter of fact, he was dirt poor, and uh the manga was not successful in Japan. It wasn't successful. It wasn't never exported to America either.
Really?
What happened
So this
was,
was kind of a dud?
yeah, the manga. No, I got he's still manga still going, but he just got money from his anime. I'm not making
Well,
this
yeah.
up. Um,
But I'm saying when it
the
first came
anime,
out, this was kind of a dud, essentially.
yeah, yeah. There are videos behind the creation, behind the about the creation of this manga. Uh,
Okay.
uh, but yeah, this is kind of a dud. This kind of a it's kind of a dud. But the anime was so successful that that the creator got has money now, so now you guys working on part two. Now, again, the art style is westernized, but it's weird seeing the Japanese storytelling tropes play out with the westernized art style. It seems like
Yeah.
it.
That was one thing
Seems,
that struck me with this series. It's just like, well, it's like watching a Western cartoon, but they're still
mhm.
telling an interesting story.
Yeah, it's kind of like a reverse of Avatar: Last Airbender.
Yeah. That's actually a great way of putting that, is that Avatar was a great story wrapped up in, pretty good quality animation. Not
Mm-hmm.
gonna lie.
But it's not look like it like his Asian, like his Asian,
But it
like
was, yeah, it was made to, it was a Western cartoon that was made
mhm,
to look like anime,
and this is the other way around.
where it's an
There's an
anime made
anime made,
more to look like a Western cartoon, and I'm not sure it worked here.
uh, but uh, but the characters are great. Boji is a deaf prince. We learn why he's deaf later in the show, but Boji is picked. This little kid is picked on. This just well, not that little, but yeah, but just look. He got severe muscle atrophy. So um by the way, this is shonen, by the way. Uh,
Yep. Oh, so this was
but
Shonen Jump. All right.
no, it's not Shonen Jump, but this is a Shonen manga technically.
Okay.
This is originally published as a webcomic. I started off as, and then it got published later.
That makes a
But
lot of sense with the art style.
uh, even then, that's how the creator naturally draws. By the way, that's just his own art style. Like,
Yeah, but like, it makes sense that it looks a lot more like a web comic than anything that was actually done for TV.
mm-mm. Yeah. Even though about there's funny, there are some funny quirks about this story. Like for example, the whole King's tournament never happens because the creator was interested in that. He just used it to get the shonen audience to read his manga. Like that never happened. That's yeah.
Wait,
Um,
that's why that never happened? Because they kept teasing it, kept talking about it, and then just never did it.
Yeah, because he wasn't. Yeah, because he wasn't. The creator wasn't interested in telling that story. He's just more interested in telling a normal fantasy story, and just that's not anime. That's not anime shonen based. But he just used that to kind of tease his audience to get them to read
Oh,
this. No,
that
but
might have a bearing on my opinion of the show later on, because they were building to that.
mm, yeah, but yeah, like because normally shonen has these bad tournament battles. Tournament battles. I mean, you've seen Naruto and all that stuff.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
and they were building to
yeah,
that,
but
and
he
it's a good. And there's a reason all of them have it. It's a good story.
but that's how Japanese storytelling just works for. But apparently he didn't want. He wasn't interested in doing that. He just wanted to get the people who like that stuff to read his manga. So, but apparently he might. That's why I say. That's why I say in season 2 because he wasn't interested in that story right now. No,
Well, I mean, if you manage to piss off half of your audience in season 1, you're probably not going to get a season 2.
No, people love the show in Japan. They loved it so much that they're making a second season that's just filler.
Okay.
So
I mean, at least somebody likes it.
They made a second season just filler.
I wouldn't count myself among them, but hey, if people like it, then keep going.
Yeah, but Boji, the main character, is deaf, and is picked on a lot. Well, it's not picked on physically because he's the prince, but made fun of all the time.
And here's where identity comes in to absolutely ruin the show. I'm half fucking deaf. Like my ears barely work.
Yeah, because of military. Yeah, because of military kind of does that.
Yeah,
I mean, my dad kind of sort of has that problem.
I can barely hear, and a lot of the stuff that he's doing, just like, oh, that's not actually how it sounds.
Yeah, but
basically picture the normal sounds, just add a massive amount of muffling and a slight whine at the end of it.
Yeah, my
dad, how it sounds all the time.
My dad kind of has that problem, but even though he never went to actual see combat, he just went to boot camp back during Vietnam. But
yeah, well, I mean, tinnitus happens to people really early on in their career. It just gets worse from you know the more you shoot.
Yeah, gunshots. I know, very loud, but
it's not even that's how loud it is; it's how close to your ear it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Right there.
Exactly.
But so it's like 133 decibels. That's
but anyways, the main character of the show is deaf, and apparently that gives exactly. The main character of the show is deaf, and one day he meets this the other main character of the show, who I'm a little disappointed with. Kage.
Yeah, they could have done a lot more with the Lucifer character, essentially. Because, to my mind, at least,
we call it
he's offering him all this power and stuff like that. Isn't asking for anything. That is a Luciferian character. Making a bargain with
him. No, it's about Kage. It's about this character.
Yeah.
No,
so making a deal with him is going to be wrong in the long run. But goddamn,
he's not a demon.
Some of his abilities seem really good to Boji.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's not evil or anything. Just just kind of shadow creature, a shadow.
Well, he's not evil
genocide.
anyone
I'm
who's
not exactly.
familiar with classic storytelling, the shadowy creature that offers you benefits for no reward, yeah, that's gonna be the devil.
There's
Every
a
time.
devil in the show, but it's not him. But it's not him though. But I mean, we know too much about Kage for that twist to work. That's not what the author's going.
True. That as the season goes along, you'll find it. But that was my initial impression of him. Was just like, okay, this is Satan.
He's not though. Although other people think he is because of what creature he is. His entire species are assassins, which makes sense.
Yeah, they're essentially shadow creatures that can conform to any shape. That's a natural assassin.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. They even say that in the story. And my mother even tells him that.
Like, why would you try to make them anything else? Like,
but
they are perfect for it.
Exactly. He's a shadow. We can kill. Yeah. Like he. But I was actually somewhat disappointed with what happens with his character. So because this backstory, it is the focus of the entire second episode. Yeah, it never comes up ever again. Kind of, yeah. Yeah. But he meets Kage, who tries to rob him because he's an idiot kid, and he always stealing his clothes so he can get money because that's how he been living for his childhood. But Boji and Kage, eventually Kage follows Boji back to the castle, and then we meet Queen Hilling, the queen, the second one, because the first wife's dead. The king's first wife is dead. Queen Hilling,
I think.
Yeah, Boji's mother's dead. Queen Hilling, Queen Hilling is. At first you might think she's the wicked stepmother, but no, she's not wicked at all.
Which is funny that I always saw her as I kind of misinterpreted her name to Hyla, which is actually a Scandinavian like traditional Viking music band. Like they're a Viking folk band. They're actually really good, and I would heavily recommend you checking them out.
Okay.
But I don't know why, but I just translated her name to Heilung.
Yeah. Okay. And hey, yeah, Yonan level Fox in the chat.
Yeah.
But Queen Hilling, she's actually one of my favorite characters in the show. There's a lot of great characters in the show, but she's actually
she's actually one of the really honestly good ones. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of them are pretty mixed in terms of their morality.
Mm-hmm.
She is doing what she legitimately thinks is best.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it be right or wrong is up to interpretation, but she's actually doing it from a place of genuine goodness. And I think that's why everyone kind of attaches to her. Like she's the mom character.
Oh, yeah. And then we also meet Daida, and that throws for a loop. At first you think he's Joffrey from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Like at first, most people thought he's gonna be just like Joffrey. What do you thought? What do you think? What do you think?
No, I think you're completely right about that. In that he's just a psychopath who was going to be Joffrey from Game of Thrones, because that's how he was portrayed and how he was written. To the point where the actor who played him is actually a really nice guy, apparently.
I know.
And kept getting punched in the supermarket because of the shit his character did on Game of Thrones.
Yeah, because he plays a villain. That I mean,
That's
it's
how
not
you
him.
know you did your job well as an actor.
Yeah, I
Is
mean, yeah, it's not
he
him.
did
But
it so
he's
well
this.
that they can't separate your face from the character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, but apparently this
I will say
character they was set up as
I enjoyed him getting poisoned a lot more than I should
have. Yeah, but at first I thought it was just gonna be like Joffrey, but I mean that's what they set up, but no, it's not what happens. He's not that nowhere near that easy.
No, I mean he's a manipulative dick, kind of, but nowhere near what Joffrey was.
Yes. Yeah, but and then they train with Dumas, the swordsman, one of the big four, because the king boss has the four greatest warriors, as they call the big four.
Yeah.
Dumas, what Bebin, like Bebin's a snake guy.
Yeah.
And what other two? What the other two? I'm getting the names.
Oh shit. I don't even remember names. Is basically pointless at this point. I think my brain is just a sponge for useless information.
Yeah, because they all very important characters in the plot.
Yeah, they are. They're very central. I just can't remember any of their names.
They are very important characters in the story, overall story of the anime.
This is what brain damage does to you kids. Don't ever get it if you can avoid it.
Appius, Dorsch, Domus, and Bebin.
Yeah, that sounds right. Domus, the sword master, the greatest swordsman in the kingdom, in Boss's kingdom. Bebin is a snake master, as they called him. And a really good character, if I remember right.
Yeah, because Domus was a great character. I mean, now.
I mean, what would it be in a fantasy novel without a great sword master who's also a great person?
Exactly. And Bebin, we don't learn too much about. Like Bebin seems somewhat undeveloped compared to the others.
As a historical tangent, like, don't get me wrong, the sword was extremely important for a lot of people, but throughout the entire history of pre-gunpowder weaponry, the spear was actually the primary weapon.
That's Appius, the spear master, the king's spear.
Yeah.
Remember that guy?
But the spear was actually their primary weapon.
I know.
But because it was so easily broken, swordsmanship got taught to knights because, okay, your spear's broken, now what? All right, cool. Rip out your sidearm and start cutting.
Yeah, and Dorsch, the queen's bodyguard, the queen's shield, they call him. He's a shield master, armor master, or something. He's a
great... I love the fact that the shield wall is a thing in this universe, because so many fantasy universes just do away with it. It's just like warfare doesn't work without the shield wall. At least if you want to live for more than a couple of seconds. In a universe where archery and javelins exist, you need shields, because there's going to be plenty of people trying to poke big holes in you with an arrow or a javelin, and if you don't have anything to defend against that, you're just dead.
Okay, so King Boss is sick and it's about to die. That's how we start the show.
Yep.
He's a giant.
Well, he's portrayed as a giant.
Well,
I like to think this whole show is from Boji's perspective, where he's a young kid.
But in story, they say he's a giant.
Yeah.
No, the other characters in the show Sage the Giant. So, so I guess so it has to that kind of has to be the case because he saves the giant in the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Boss is sick and dying at the start of the show and needs to appoint a new successor. Boss and Boji and Data spar. And Kage watches because Kage is kind of growing attached to the kid because yeah, but and one thing about the show is that how Kage had to keep running away from Bebin. That weirded me out. Like he always managed to slip away from Bebin because Bebin initially thinks the assassin wants to kill somebody. I mean, that's what his kind were. You see how that makes like so yeah, but
hey,
there's
this
another
is my
good
opponent.
character.
I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah, yeah. But anyways, Kage watches Boji and Data spar, and apparently Boji has superhuman reflexes on based on his vision because he's deaf since childhood, and he had to he became great at vision because of that or something.
Well, I mean, there is a lot of scientific evidence to suggest that when one sense dies, others take over.
Yeah, like there are actually deaf people with echolocation in real life. By the way, a couple.
Like even in my own case, I'm deaf as shit due to my time as a machine gunner, but my vision is incredibly good.
Yeah, yeah, because
better than average.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, his vision is so good that he's able to dodge all the Data's attacks to the point that I actually thought multiple times the Data would be dead if they wouldn't use the wooden swords. Like I actually thought that. Okay, because not wearing any armor, so like they would the swords wouldn't would
Yeah, if you were
Data
doing
was
it
dead
for real,
multiple.
Davey would have been dead about 3 ways from Sunday.
Yeah, yeah. So I like but they tell him no, he has to parry, is which is very bizarre. I'm like what? Oh, so then Boji gets sent to the hospital with uh but that was in the first 2 episodes. And then after that, they vote that Data to become the king. Because even though Data is a younger brother, doesn't look it again mustachiousry. Even though because he can actually talk and give a speech. They make Data the king.
Which it's not to be underestimated, the ability of just being able to give a speech to your men and the ability that gives you.
I mean, yeah, yeah, exactly. Like Boji's deaf and can't talk, so how he can't even give a speech. So like how will he be king? Like exactly. So they realize that. So
Whether or not you're the most competent person or not, I mean, that is powerful. Is being able to inspire the people under you. I mean, that's what we get told in the Marine Corps is like, competence is great and all that, but the ability to give a fiery speech before a battle is pretty paramount. Just put the fire under your guys so that they perform just above and beyond. And, the Marine Corps does it every time.
Then yeah, so we can't so then Then we learned early on that data's being being manipulated by a magic mirror.
Yep.
We learn the more significance about what this magic mirror is uh because it's been raising him since he was a very little kid. This magic that's based like a second mom. Which makes the ending very weird. But the magic mirror is actually a woman named Lady Miranda who's stuck inside a mirror. uh, uh, but also after Boss died, we see a demon come out of his body. Uh, um, yeah, and that was weird. But demon comes back in later. Uh, uh, then okay, so Dida's appointed king. So and so Boji basically decides to run away from home basically.
Yeah, which is not uncommon in Machiavellian politics, is for the guy that wasn't chosen to be king either be sent on an embassy far, far away from the capital, or just quietly killed.
By the way, what's his name? Data sent Bebin to kill Appius.
Yeah.
What's the spearman guy?
Yeah, I forget his name. Damn it. But I know who you're talking about.
I forget how to pronounce. But Bebin's Bebin's the snake guy.
But Appius, I think.
Yeah, Appius. Well, Bebin sent Bebin to kill Appius, but Appius managed to kill Bebin instead. And I just love how the show uses anime storytelling tropes, but with Western art style. It's just confusing like that. Like literally, this is really presented like an anime, but it's using the Western art style. Like what? Like
yeah,
like if you actually
weird.
pay attention to how yeah, like scenes are set up and how they end. Like okay,
if you're using a Western art style with simply medieval or neo-feudalist undertones, the story is very Eastern.
Yeah, like how not only that, but how the scenes are set up and resolved, just like anime. So just seeing all these anime tropes, but with Western art style is weird. So that scene just highlights it. Like it's done like almost like a samurai anime.
The weakness of this show is the Western art style. It's very simplistic. It seems very cheap.
So
things like that.
Yeah, but Appius managed to kill Bebin. Instead, well, he thought he kills Bebin. Well, he thought he kills Bebin. Bebin turns out Bebin's not dead.
I'll be right back, man.
Okay. And while that's going on, Boji goes on a journey with Dome Dumas, and I forgot the other guy's name. I think some other guy wanted to be a sword master. I forget that guy's name. Let me see. I'm looking to look up his character's name right now because I just forgot. Like the characters, I just forget their names sometimes. Like what like that guy, like the guy he doesn't really do much. He's kind of like a comic relief sidekick, but he is there. It's all in all the show. Hakuro, which is a very Japanese sounding name. Yeah, it is a Japanese name. Yeah, it literally is a Japanese name, but but Hakuro, who's a low-ranking knight, no low who was apparently deaf for Boji after his mother, ever since his mother died. Because he's the only knight who knows sign language. He's not. He doesn't really do that much. He just kind of sidekick the Domus most of the story.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
Yeah, I was just talking about Hakuro, the guy who was basically essentially a sidekick of Domus for most of the show. The low ranking knight, who the only knight who knew sign language.
I can't remember if he's deaf himself or just knows sign language because he learned it.
No, he knew sign language. No, he knew sign language. That's why he talks all the time. He knew sign language. That's why he was sent to deal with Boji, accompany Boji on the journey along with Dumas. He apparently been there for Boji ever since his mom died.
Okay.
Now,
I can't remember. Is Boji born deaf or?
No, he was born deaf. Boji was born deaf.
Okay, he was born deaf. I can't remember whether it was an incident that deafened him or whether he was born that way.
No, he's born. He was born deaf. No, but the Hakuro, which is a Japanese name, by the way, was a Japanese, but is the knight, low ranking knight who knew sign language, who acts as a comic relief sidekick, the Doomers for most of the show. Hakuro, so Boji, Dumas, and Hakuro go on this quest. Where I think it actually exists so that Dumas can kill Boji. Because that's what Daido wants.
Yeah. Which fits the Machiavellian style of send him on a quest which is going to end in his death.
Yeah, and the top point was him go to the entrance of the other underworld, which is underworld, to push him in the pit, down the pit, so he just dies. So he just died. That was the point.
Yeah.
But and that's exactly what Domus does. Although he regrets it immediately after. We had to do it because that's what the data said. He pushed that said, but so he had to push him off the cliff. And after he pushes Boji off the cliff, he cuts off his own hand.
Yeah, which is basically him feeling bad about it. And just cuts off his hand because he really can't live with himself.
Yeah. So
he knows what he did was wrong.
Yeah, but again, that's what the king ordered. So,
as someone who followed orders for many years, there's a lot of shit that you do that you don't really feel great about that you have to do because it came down from higher authority.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And luckily for Boji, Kage was in his backpack. Was in his bag the whole time. So, by the way,
Kage, I always thought was a demon.
He's not. He's a race. It's a race of shadow creatures that exists.
Yeah. But throughout watching this, waiting for the other shoe to drop, like he's giving Bojji all of these powers, and I was waiting for the bill to come due. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that doesn't happen. Like you think he even looking at him, but no. Kage, I kind of mentioned
it was in his backpack. Like, like this thing's gonna be a monster at some point, but he never is. So I'll give him points of originality for that.
No, but Kage's backstory is I kind of briefly mentioned earlier, but his backstory is that his entire people were slain by another kingdom. These guys never show up again, by the way. That's kind of disappointed by. But
showed up again yet.
Yes. Although it does plan to have him show up again in another story arc. Well, at least that's the author. Yeah. These guys who kill Kage's mom. And it's strange how she's accepts this because she's an assassin and she has killed many people on behalf of that king. On behalf of that king. So she's accept that the fact that she's gonna die.
Yeah,
but like it's weird seeing that. Like, how do you feel about Kage's mom in the flashback? Like she just accepts.
Well, I mean, it makes sense from one standpoint. Like, those who live by the sword die by the sword.
Mm-hmm.
But on another level, I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it felt kind of forced. You know what I mean? Like to give Kage a tragic backstory to help Bojji.
Yeah,
it's far from it's far from the worst.
I think I'm not quite sure. I think
it's far from the worst block controls I've ever seen.
Go on.
But it does feel kind of contrived. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They genocide the shadow creatures, and he killed his mom, and that's why he relates to Bojji, because Bojji's mom was also killed.
Yeah, so like it feels kind of forced, but I get it.
Now, by the way, I think the kingdom they escaped from, that Kage escaped from, I think that used to be King Bo's kingdom, if I'm not sure.
Really? I didn't get that. I need to rewatch it.
Yeah. There's quite a few. I watched that episode after we finished this show, and there's a lot of stuff that I missed. They tell him I think they missed to tell him to go to I think they tell him to go to King Bo's kingdom. I'm not sure. That's highest mission in that episode.
Okay.
But
I didn't catch that this time around.
Yeah, but King Bo we meet early is one of the criminals gets released at least later. Later in the show. But that's Kage's motivation for helping Bojji is because both their mothers got killed, so he kind of feels bad for them. So
they're kind of in the same position.
Although Kage isn't assassin, didn't become an assassin. Established in the backstory that he didn't become an assassin like the rest of his kind. He became a thief, which similar skill set.
Yeah.
Although it's somewhat less dangerous. I said somewhat. I said somewhat because if you call a shadow monster trying to break into your house, you still probably kill it regardless.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just like if I find that in my house in the middle of the night, I'm still grabbing the shotgun.
Yeah. oh, so but still, yeah. But Kage saves Boji because he was just backpack the whole time.
But that also might be my interpretation of. I'm thinking this thing's a demon the entire time. Like yeah, it told its story of woe and how its mother got killed, but I'm thinking this thing's a shadow demon that is trying to get close to you.
Yeah, it's very weird. That's points for originality. Points for originality. Yeah, it's not a bad guy.
Any other story, the shadow that lives in your backpack that keeps trying to connect with you on an emotional level is probably the thing that's going to destroy you.
Yeah. No. Well, during this point in the show, Boji and Kage meet the king of the underworld, named Desha, because they think he's Despa, who's the guy looking for. But Desha, we learn more about his bloodline later, and yeah, but I'm surprised he's just chill as he is.
Yeah, he was a surprisingly neutral character, given his importance.
Yeah. Well, we learn about his bloodline later, but like I was like, how long ago was that? Because because he seems surprisingly chill about being the king of the underworld. He's like the garden of the kingdom that's a gateway between the monsters that live in the deep and the surface world.
Well, it's kind of like Nurgle if you're in 40K. Where he's got a decay and rot, but he also actually cares about his adherents in a lot of ways. But yeah, you'll be pustulant, bloated corpse, but you won't actually die.
Yeah.
So in that sense, he actually cares about his worshippers.
But Desha has supernatural powers. We explain later where they come from. By the way, no, explain later where they come from. But it doesn't use any supernatural powers in this scene. Just Boji comes to meet him. He gets the letter that from Queen Healing, tears it up because he's envious of his brother because they're supposed to meet his brother, not him.
Yep.
And then just tells him to go. Before that, also he said he can't train Boji to be stronger. So just tells him to go. And then the captain, he's a somewhat important character. He doesn't get a name, just called the captain. Never see his face either. The captain of the underworld then tells Boji they're supposed to meet Despa. He gets his brother, and then that's how I didn't tell him because envy. Because his brother's more attractive than him apparently. I mean, but the captain. How do you feel about the captain? By the way, he gets quite a bit of screen time. You never see his face.
He's an interesting one. I don't hate him, but you can tell he's there to basically say that hey, you're never going to get better than what you are right now.
By the way,
in a lot of ways, because Boji's very young.
Yeah,
there's all sorts of room to improve what you are when you're a young man, especially. Like you are going to get stronger. You're going to get faster.
Yeah. Although it's funny. It's funny.
Especially if you work at it.
Yeah. What's funny? It's funny what the captain with the captain Underworld. Des High later on says that most of the knights on confident or seeming confident about the captain around, like like he's just the most confident person there. Seem like.
Yeah, I got that from. It's like the captain was like, yeah, he's the most competent of the knights, but he doesn't seem it.
Yeah, but they all wear these yellow uniforms on. You
Yeah.
know, Underworld Knights. Yeah. So, uh, uh, you can tell the captain is different from from the one of the star shape eye hole on him. On him.
Yeah.
But then we meet they go to Despot City once they realize a mistake. They go to Despot City, city in Underworld. In Underworld, there are these demon things, which what they call, well, not demons, they're these green people. I think they're orcs or something. But well, we meet one later, the strongest of them. But we did. They finally meet Despot, who's this super pretty boy who lives in who was apparently more popular than his brother because uh Prince yeah, who's well because
Reasons, essentially.
I honestly don't know. It's because I think it's because it's a pretty boy and that's it. That's why Despot doesn't like him.
Yeah, that's about what I got out of him. It was just like we need the story to happen, so this guy's more powerful than his brother.
That's pod that doesn't have any supernatural abilities. Doesn't barely. But he kind of sense things. But that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That he can't do stuff like call down lightning like his brother or anything. No.
Well, I mean, when your brother can call down lightning at will, that's a pretty potent ability.
Yeah, exactly. But Despot only kind of sense things, and that's it. That's his only ability. But but that's like there's barely anything to him beyond his his abilities. Back with at the Boss's Kingdom, we learned that because Data thinks Boji's dead, and the magic mirror is now whispering who's really the more main devil we see in the show. This is Lady Miranjo, which but she almost comes off she comes off more like the devil than Kage does, mostly. I mean, she's evil, a very obviously evil magic mirror that's manipulating Data to become. And she's very, very, very evil. The stuff she does is horrible. Yet the show, like this is one problem a lot of people have with the show is it tries to redeem her at the end. Like I didn't think there's any redemption for this character. Well, how do you feel about Miranjo?
Yeah, I mean, like you said, they try to redeem her at the end, and I really wish they hadn't. Because
it doesn't make any sense. I mean,
there's something to be said. There's a reason people love Skeletor. Like he's just evil, and that's what he does.
Because them trying to redeem her didn't really make any sense. Like, but anyways, Miranjo tells that Data he needs his dad's power in order to be a better king. So he melts his dad's body down in some kind of potion that'll give Data his father's strength. That's not the true purpose of the potion, but that's what he believes in the moment. Strangely enough, Data refuses. Because refuses to have his dash and strength. He just he pours it on the ground. But but at that moment, Apius comes back to kill Dida, which is weird when you think about it. Because even though Dida did send Bebin to kill Appius, Appius um can hear me on that, but Appius, I don't think Appius. Why would Appius just think he's a killer? He can just kill the king, and then it'll be alright. Did you even think about the ramifications of his actions in that moment? Like he just thought he could just walk in and kill the king now? Like, huh?
Yeah, that one never made sense to me. Like, yeah, I can just go in and stab this dude and it'll be fine. Like, that's not how that works.
No, that doesn't. Like, you can't just go in and kill the king just because. Like, no, no. Like, you can go try to keep
Yeah,
somebody
like they're
kill
going to
you.
hang you, and then they're gonna, elect someone else.
Exactly. Like that. That's just dumb. I don't get like you just sign your own death. You should just run away if the king tries to assassinate you and fails.
Right?
Yeah.
Like there's a whole epic poem written about things like that from the early first century in China. It's called The Romance of the Three Kingdoms.
Mm-hmm.
Something I heavily recommend reading
like,
if you have the stomach for it. But god damn, is it dense.
Yeah, but like that, yeah. But anyways, he tries to just kill Data, but then stops because the magic mirror. Appius works for Lady Miranjo. So the magic mirror tells him to stop. He realizes whose voice he is. He stops because he's loyal to her. More so than anybody else.
Yeah,
I'm the show never explains it. What is her hold over people? Like she has this powerful hold over people,
that's
and
something I never understood either. Is like, why is everyone going along with what is clearly insane?
like this obviously evil being. And last time I checked, she's not using magic to magic control their mind.
Yeah,
So I'm
she's just
confused. Why the
manipulating
hell
the king
she
behind the
is?
scenes. Why is anyone going along with this?
Like what? Like she has a hold over everyone for no reason. Like she has a hold over Boss, but she also has a hold over Appius. Why? How? Like how?
That's my question. Is like, how does she have a hold over all of them? Like from minute go, because Data's the only one that she really has a hold over.
Like that makes sense because the Data she basically kind of sort of raised Data.
Yeah.
So
like her having a hold over him makes sense. But everyone else just follows blindly.
Like Appius just does what she says. I'm confused. Like, huh? And Boss as well. Like,
yeah,
huh?
it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I'm like, okay, we're just gonna hand wave that one away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know how to go explain that because she doesn't use magic to control their minds. She does that to animals later on, but she just do it with them. I'm like, I'm confused. But that part confused.
Unless it turns out that she's been puppeteering this the whole time.
Yeah, but like that's confused. Like she doesn't use magic to control their minds. It's explicitly she doesn't, but she does use on animals. But she doesn't use. I'm like how? Why did these work for her? But
well, that's the thing that
anyway,
kind of foreshadow is that she can do it. She just
but she doesn't on. Yeah, Maranjo then makes Appius force feed Data his father his father. It's strange. It's a strange sentence.
That part was absolutely fucked.
But instead of just But instead of just giving his father's strength, it also puts his father's soul in Data's body.
Yeah, that one was just like, wow. Okay, we're going here.
So, and Boss goes along with this. Uh, I'm confused how to feel about Boss as a character. Because it doesn't make a whole fully make sense. The But how do you feel about Boss's characters? It doesn't fully make sense. I'm still trying to figure out like what's.
Yeah, he's interesting. Sorry for the hiccups, everyone. He is interesting, but like you say, he's kind of disjointed. Like he seems to have been a good king, but at the end,
he's done some.
He seems to have done some pretty dark shit.
Yeah, he's done some horrible stuff in order to become king, but I'm confused as to where's like why does he let Miranjo tear his family apart for what end? He's not getting anything out of this.
Yeah, that always struck me as interesting is that like you say, what's he getting at? Like, why?
Like Lady Miranjo's getting something out of this, but what's Boss getting out of this? What like that confused me. Like why is he continuing to do what she says? She literally destroying his family and his kingdom.
Like why?
Like, what is he getting out of this? He's not getting anything out of this. She's getting something out of this. But which is to basically be his girlfriend. That's
pretty much.
But I'm confused here. Like, huh? I'm just that like what is Boss's motivation? Like, what why is he going on with this? I never understood that. That's kind of weak as the show.
Yeah, that was like, one of those weird things where I'm just like, I don't get it.
Yeah. But anyways, back to Despot's training. Despot manages to train Boji, to in on a swordsmanship by pressure points, and this is a funny scene. He pays a couple of orcs to fight Boji in the bar. Or get the bar fight Boji. Remember that scene? Yeah, that scene. Show off his techniques he learned off the nerd pressure point. On the pressure point
which
thing.
is weird. Which is weird because pressure points only count in unarmed combat.
Exactly.
Sorry for the hiccups. But yeah, like with a sword, it doesn't matter what you cut. That's a nerve cluster that's gone now.
Yeah, I know. It's one of those cartoon logic things, with anime logic things, where we never. Well, yeah, like he uses a rapier to hit people pressure point, like
which that is something a rapier is very good at, being a very light hole puncher, essentially.
But
that's one of the reasons they were popular as dueling weapons, is because we're very good at poking holes in specific target points. No, they couldn't take a hit.
Exactly, but
like they couldn't
but
they couldn't deflect like a broadsword or a claymore could. But they were
of course
light and handy enough that you could kind of get inside their guard and just stab.
Mm-hmm. But I'm confused. Like, okay, he's good at pressure points. But I'm like, okay, how's he gonna fight armed opponents? He does fight one later on, and it doesn't go well. But
yeah, and that's exactly kind of what I expected. It was like he's going to try to use this against an armed opponent, and this is going to go bad.
Yeah, again, armored opponent, like ask someone who has armor on, like
there's a reason the rapier was a dueling weapon only.
Yeah, like someone.
Like,
yeah,
you never want to take one on the back. Like, it's great for self-defense.
Mm-hmm.
Once you start dealing with armored opponents, this thing is useless. Mm-hmm. It would be like trying to go up against someone in full body armor with a 9mm. Like, it's not going to go well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. No. But the thing is, this guy. But the thing is, but anyways, he becomes a master of pressure points, and then, and then he decides to return back to the kingdom. Return back. Boji and Kage decide to return back to the kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, in the kingdom, a whole bunch of crazy stuff is going on. Queen Healing learns that her son has been has mind replaced with her dead husband.
Yeah, that was an interesting scene.
And then they decide. And then Lady Miranjo decides that Queen Healing now has to die. Queen Healing now has to die, and then she sends dogs, these dog things, or not these predator things from the underworld, the animals that she magically brainwashes. And I love how and one thing the show does wrong is that they showcase how these things are. These things aren't trained to be obey Mother Miranjo. She literally uses magic to mind control them into obeying her orders. And I'm like, okay, you really showcase that how she turned these once innocent animals that were just living as normal animals, and she's forcing them to kill people for her, and then she sends them these dog things to kill. They kind of like, what are these cat things? I think more accurately.
Yeah, they're more feeling it.
Yeah, the cat things to kill Queen Healing, kill Healing, and then Dorsch, the queen, has to protect her because he's the bodyguard, and that's his job. That's been his job ever since Boss Meritor.
Yep.
That scene actually that episode actually was very good. Actually was pretty good. But it was weird. It was weird because we had never really focused on that character before. I mean, he's just kind of in the background.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting, and a lot of anime do this, where they'll pick a character who's kind of been just in the background, and then make them the main character for an episode or two.
Because Dorsch is the bodyguard guy. I'm like, okay, we don't get much backstory on Dorsch, on Dorsch before he met Healing, and his job became bodyguard.
One, god damn it.
Yeah, I know. I hear hiccups. It's strange. My hiccups normally never last that long. But normally just less than an hour. But Dorsch, he managed to kill all the cats. All the cats was on bare hands, brutally.
Man absolutely
with
went
shield.
off.
He survives barely, but he managed to beat them to beat all the cats with his bare hands.
Yeah, pretty much.
That wasn't an amazing fight scene though of that scene of him beating beating the cat to death. I'm like, okay, okay, and Miranda's disappointed that the cat she mind control died, but Boss didn't want Healing to die. But I'm confused. Why isn't Boss why is Boss continuing to work with Healing work with Miranda? Sorry, saying that she just tried to kill his wife. Again, it's
That's
confusing me.
something
Like
they never really explain. I'm assuming that is because we needed the story to happen.
Yeah, because that doesn't make any sense. I mean, she killed his first wife, but I'm like,
Yeah.
wait. Like does he have any attachment to these women at all?
Well, sometimes no.
Like seriously, I'm confused. Like he apparently doesn't want to die, but Miranda's killing them. But okay, he goes along with it. Like that confused me. Like, like is he?
Yeah, I'm with you on that
Like,
one. It's just like,
well,
yeah, it might be because we needed the story to happen, but could just as easily be a plot hole.
yeah, yeah, like that confused me. Like, yeah, like wait, he's okay, he's fine with this. He just doesn't do anything to stop it. The only thing he does is tell Dorsch just do his job, but that's basically it. Like, does he do anything to stop Miranda herself from doing this? Like, no. Then
It's I rewound that episode like 3 times to see if I missed something. And no, I didn't. It's just never explained.
Yeah, and then after that, after her assassination attempt fails, she decides she's gonna Lady Miranda decides she and Apple is gonna go to the underworld to free some criminals, to kill the to kill Healing. I mean, to kill Healing, and it's weird. And it's weird. Like, okay, what? To kill Healing? She really wants Healing dead because she wants Boss all to herself. Like, I'm confused here. Like,
I mean, I think that's the motivation, but I couldn't tell you.
Like, this is
that's where this kind of thing went off the rails for me. I'm like, I think that's where this is, but again, I couldn't tell you if it is or it isn't.
So she breaks out jail these three guys. Well, not three. There's technically five, but really only three matters. Technically it's five guys, but really only three matters. Our jail, underworld jail. So this causes deaths how to get involved later. These guys were all killed. Oaken, and I forgot the last guy name is. He's a bandit king, bandit leader. Yeah, I forgot what his name was. Well, his name escapes me at the moment. Yeah, I can look this up though. I forgot what his name was. The bandit leader guy. And these two assassins who really don't matter. They really do nothing to the plot.
You're asking me to recall names.
What you said? You kind of breaking up.
You're asking me to recall names.
What you said?
I don't know.
Yeah, you kind of broke up, man. No, your connection. I think
So did you.
wait, your connection is kind of. Wait,
I think the connection might be kind of fucky.
wait, hold on. Yeah, exactly. We got Black the brunette assassin and Red the copperhead assassin, and Zoku's the bandit leader. But
Okay, yeah.
the two assassins don't matter. Like they really do nothing.
Yeah,
They
just throw
they just mooks. Yeah, but they're just mooks. But the Zoku, Kingbo, and Gigan and Oken are the ones that matter. The convicts, the only four of them matter. Then the other two are just the six convicts. Four of them matter. The other two are just mooks. Oken, he's a very important character. He pretty much just does all the final fight by himself. Gigan, I think he's an orc or something. Zoku, the bandit leader, and Kingo, who barely does anything. But he does come back at the end of the show, a sequel hook, and that's it. She gets these criminals to come back to the surface to kill Healing. She lets again. He's less than take over the kingdom. Again, I'm confused about Boss's motivation here, saying that she's ruining. She wants apparently she wants to destroy the kingdom that Boss built for some reason. I'm confused. Like he's letting Miranjo do all this for what? So for what? That's her.
That one also never made sense to me. Where I'm like, why?
Because he's going along with this because Miranjo wants the bone.
Reasons.
Because Miranjo wants sees him as a true lover. Like, huh? I'm confused here. By the way, what that is inside what that is inside inside the sunken place or whatever. We learned that he actually interacts with Miranjo's memories. I think through Boss, but Miranjo's memories. It turns out she was just a little girl who was mutilated, skinned, and skinned by her community, and somehow didn't die. They are guys in this world. They are apparently all dicks. We learned, and then she was skinned by her community, somehow didn't die. She wore a porcelain face or some kind of plastic face, son.
Yeah, something like
that. I'm confused at how this is supposed to make her sympathetic. Like that doesn't make her sympathetic. It just makes her. It
really doesn't.
like,
oh well, she learned how to mimic human form. It's like, okay, do we care?
Exactly. Exactly. And then she learned magic and sorcery somehow.
Again, just like,
okay,
do we
from
care
her
about
parents,
that?
I think her mom was a mage. Okay,
Are we again? Do we care about that, or are we just going to kill the demon?
No, don't we care? Like I guess. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They just confuse me. Like how are we supposed to care about this? Ain't this? But anyways, Boji and Kage show up right when all this stuff, right when all the criminals about to destroy the kingdom for some reason. While she's letting criminals destroy the kingdom. Now,
the criminals she released. Oaken is most notable because he's actually the brother of Despot and Desai, the third brother. There's three of them.
Yep.
We learned the backstory in that and that sorry for the sorry for the Pope hiccups. So it's only I thought we went past by this point, but apparently not. Oaken. Yeah, Oaken. We learned the backstory of these three now. Their father was an evil god king. The three brothers. Their father was an evil god king, and they killed him. But and then the reason why Desai and Oaken have powers it's because of him. It's because of the god king father. But Oaken got their father's immortality, and that gave him super regeneration to a ridiculous degree, and also black blood, but super regeneration to a ridiculous degree to the point that he can literally pull himself back together from anything. And he's also but it also drives him insane. Hence why he was locked inside prison for all that time.
Which can I say the super regeneration thing is OP as hell. Like he can't die.
Exactly.
So again, sorry folks for the hiccups. My apologies.
He can't die.
He can't die.
Yeah, exactly.
No matter how hard you destroy him, he's just gonna come back. He's like Deadpool.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. So I'm like, okay. He have this ultra power. She got this ultra powerful ally on her side because he was insane. He never speaks, by the way.
No, he never does.
Yeah, because apparently he lost coherent speech. Apparently, but he's kind of OP as a wide range character. And what do you feel about the character of Oaken so far? Like,
I mean, he seems kind of OP, but then again, this universe is kind of still undefined, so might just be we're dealing with normal power levels.
Again, he is the son of a wannabe god, so
yeah, so he's a demigod. So like, okay, this is like probably slightly OP even for the universe, but I mean, anyone who's read Greek mythology knows the kind of damage demigods can do.
Yeah, so yeah, but so like this guy's there's also this guy named Kingbo who is some evil corrupt prince. The fallen royalty as they call him. He's
in classic Greek literature, you might know a demigod that might fit this bill by the name of Achilles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking. Yeah, I'm talking about. Yeah,
they're that kind of powerful. Sorry. Oh, God damn it.
Yeah. We got Oaken Kingbo, who's another fallen royalty, but in his case, he constantly shows to be evil though. But Kingbo, he constantly shows to be evil. Who's a disgraced former king, the disgraced former prince. Sorry. Yeah, he killed his entire family and all of his old kingdom. Like he's a disgraced former prince who killed his own family, all of his own family in his entire kingdom for some reason. No, Kingbo. But we won't get a lot of exploration on these
characters aside from Oaken and maybe Gigan. Like these criminal characters, the convicts. Convicts, we don't get any expiration on most of them, except for Oaken and a little bit of Gigan.
I'm sorry.
Gigan's the orc guy, the monster of steel, they call him.
Yeah.
Underworld. Underworld.
The underworld, essentially.
Gigan is the orc guy. You know, he wasn't the king, by the way. He wasn't royalty at all. He was just a soldier.
But he was kind of like the warlord running the underworld.
Yeah. He's one of the orcs. He's the biggest, strongest one.
Which is how it works typically. The biggest.
He's the biggest, strongest one.
Usually in charge.
He turned against. Yeah, he turned against the humans when he saw them treating the baby of one of his own kind. He's a mercenary on the side on the side of the underworld when they was fighting their father, when Death High and Despot was fighting against their father. He's a war criminal.
Well, I mean, what wouldn't a good Japanese show be without a couple of war criminals?
So yeah, because he killed his own force he was supposed to be working with because he saw him torturing a baby orc, and yeah, just sent him off. So because
you guys want to delve into the deep dark of the Japanese psyche, look up Unit 731. It's one of the worst things I've ever fucking read.
Mm-hmm.
Like it goes down into dark places that even the Nazis were scared of. Like legit, some of the early warnings.
And
Unit 731 came from Nazi Germany, and they're like, we're not comfortable with these experiments. Please make it stop.
And then we get Gigan. Okay. And then we get Zoku the bandit leader, who honestly isn't fleshed out very well, even though he does most of the talking for the convicts. Who's basically he's just the infamous thief who tries to lie his way out any scenario he comes across. And he's kind of fat.
Yeah, he's actually pretty neutral as a character. He seems more like a plot device than anything else. Like you say, he's not fleshed out at all.
Yeah, he's a scumbag, but we don't know much anything beyond just the fact he lies all the time and he lies all the time and he isn't trustworthy.
He just does what he does.
I mean, he just why is he there? I don't know. Like, why did Morangio think it was a good idea to have this thief scumbag on her team? I don't know. Is he just on Oaken makes sense. Oaken and Kingbo makes sense, but Kingbo makes sense. As are the two assassins who are just mooks. And as is Gigan, but like this guy Zoku, why we have this guy here? It's like why Megatron has Starscream on Decepticons Transformers. It's kind of like that.
That you use that word to
I don't get why is he here.
Used to come back is the term moke. Of just a fucking basic minion. Because even the term
because the two of
some of these idiots.
Yeah, but black, like black and red. There's just two minions, and Gigan Oaken are there because they're really strong. and powerful.
Yeah.
So, but like, why is what does Zoku offer? I never understood that. What does Zoku offer? He just
like they're not main characters. Like they're like you say, mooks.
Yeah, but like, what does Zoku offer? He's not skilled or anything or strong. He just talk really good at lying, and that's it. He's a scumbag. But
not wrong.
Like, and he's kind of out of shape, by the way. Like when we see, but anyways, he got these convicts. He sends them to fight the take over the kingdom. Because he wanted to destroy the kingdom. Miranjo now wants to destroy the kingdom because he wants to be with the boss. Because her assassination tip of healing fails, so now she's going to destroy the kingdom. It confuses me. And Boji and Kage show up when that's happening, and I was confused. And we learned the show during learned that we actually learned that I think Miranjo killed orchestrate the extermination of Kage's people. They kind of heavily imply that.
Yeah,
but they don't outright say it because but I think the authors realizing at this point he kind of making Miranjo irredeemable. I mean, she already is, but just saying that she's behind the genocide of Kage's people also makes it seem even worse. Like oh, like this is not a sympathetic character. Like, but I'm confused. Why? How is Miranjo? Like, he tries to make a sympathetic character because he wants all the. He said himself he wants to make all the characters sympathetic. Like, oh, what? That doesn't really work. That doesn't work well. Like, what is like? What's supposed to make Miranjo sympathetic? Like, what? Like, I'm confused. Like she uses mind control to turn once normal animals into killers, and doesn't care when they and then like she literally showcased how she's corrupting the animals. She corrupts the wildlife. She might be behind genocide. She does all this so that she can have some guy to herself. Like, huh? I'm confused here. Like I'm confused. Like this is not sympathetic. She's literally just an evil sorceress, but you're trying to convince me that she's more than just evil sorceress. Like that part confused a lot of people.
yeah. It's just like evil sorceress doing evil sorceress things, but why?
Like you confusing me. You trying to make her sympathetic, which doesn't really work with his character. And now it does a devil at the end.
No, I think they're doing the typical Western thing where they're trying to make the villain sympathetic, and it doesn't work here.
Yeah, especially the devil at the end. Well, when we get to the devil,
like I said, some people are just evil because they're evil.
Yeah,
there's a reason everyone loves Skeletor.
Exactly. No explanation. Just Skeletor. He's just evil.
Exactly. He's just evil because he's evil.
Yeah. Yeah, especially when we get the devil at the end of the show. I told you about the demon in the show, and that actual demon, and he even tries to give him a sympathetic backstory. I'm like, so apparently, the more he grants wishes, sometimes he grants wishes, the more he becomes evil. I'm like, I'm confused. Why would you give the demon a sympathetic backstory?
Because it's all like moral relativism, and oh, isn't the bad guy really just misunderstood? Like, no, sometimes the bad guy's just bad.
Like how the hell does the demon, the actual demon, not Kage, talk about the red thing, and then get a sympathetic backstory? That confused me.
Like, huh? Wait, why does the demon need a big sympathetic back? So it's a demon. Simple as that. I did, but we get Kage and Kage and Boji befriend Gigan, but that makes sense. I had no problem with that one. I mean, Gigan wasn't that evil. That wasn't that evil to begin with.
Yeah.
Gigan's the orc guy. They befriend him, but he wasn't that evil to begin with. Then we get a scene of Doomus, who has like a prosthetic arm hand as he fights off the underworld knights because he doesn't know why they're there for. That's how shows up, and he has this like his main weapon is like a super mace. I don't know what to call it. It's like a baseball bat with spikes on it.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Metal.
It's like an aluminum bat with razor.
Yeah, of course he easily. Yeah. Yeah, he easily beats Doomus in combat, which is that's pretty. That was pretty. Yeah, but that's pretty easy for him. But also we get a lot of climax is just a one long series of fights. That's literally what the climax. A lot of climax this show is one long series of fights. Oaken gets away twice, I think. But he can't be stopped because he can't die. Yeah. And he has a long fight. Like one thing about Oaken, I think that's kind of the conceit of Oaken is that any fight against him is going to be extremely long due to the fact that he regenerates from everything. You kind of got there, right?
Well, yeah, he kind of can't die, so
any fight with him is going to take forever until he eventually wins or something. The one side eventually wins or something. So the fight between the captain of the underworld and Oaken takes forever, and that takes forever, and as does the fight with him during the climax between Boji and Oaken. That goes on. Like that goes on. But eventually at the end of the show, boss comes back. Boss comes back and manages to easily defeat Oaken because he basically beats him into a puddle, wraps him up into a ball, and places him inside a stone, and then closes the stone and seals the stone shut, so he has no space to regenerate. So he's just stuck inside of stone prison, which is a creative way to beat him when somebody has super strength.
Yeah, I mean,
how
the only way to destroy a thing that can kind of endlessly regenerate is to contain him.
Yes, contain him. So yeah, so he contains him inside a boulder, and that's how he beats him. So like, he has no space to regenerate, put himself back together into his human form. So just crush him into a ball and just put him inside. And then afterwards, Boji easily beats Boss. He beats his own father, and then after easily defeating him, he breaks the mirror that Mother Angela has been stuck in since forever. Yeah, because she killed his mom. By the way, we learned around this time. Well, she killed his mother. She killed Boji's mother for some reason. I think it's because of jealousy, but yeah. We also learned the reason why Boss is deaf. Boji is deaf is because his father Boss made a deal with the devil. Deal with the Moranjo.
who's also working with the devil, working with. It's weird that work. He's basically an assistant to the devil or something. Again, why are we supposed to sympathize with her? I don't know. But she makes a deal with this demon that demon, and he has to transfer his son's strength to him so that he becomes stronger. And took away all son's natural muscle and his hearing. Like he dooms his own son to his fate because he wants to be stronger.
Yeah, which is not atypical for anime rulers. Like, hey, I need to be a little bit stronger. Yeah, I'll sacrifice
his firstborn son strength and physical well-being so that he can become stronger. Very
a little short-term for a little short-term game. Sorry for the hiccups.
Yeah. Again. But yeah, but again, I'm still confused about this character. Like, why? Okay, how am I supposed? Okay, but Boji breaks the mirror, finally sending Mirando's soul to be devoured by the devil. Again, why are we supposed to care? Honestly, did you care at this point?
Like, good riddance.
Yeah, but exactly. I mean, she made a deal with the devil a long time ago. That's how she. That again. How am I? Why am I supposed to care? Like, care? Like, okay, okay. Like, get riddance. Like, but then all of a sudden, Daida, for some reason, we're supposed to be okay with the Daida wishing her soul to be free and her to be alive again.
Okay, why?
Instead because Death's power wanted to use the devil's head to wish for his brother to be sane, which is actually a better wish, by the way. Wish for Oaken to be sane. Which is actually a better wish, by the way. Like instead of freeing this evil, resurrecting this evil sorceress who and why not wish for Oaken to be sane? I like. But like that would have been a better wish, but they want their. No, don't you agree?
Yeah, no, I agree entirely that would have been a better wish. It's just like it seems like we need this to happen for the story to happen. So
yeah, and they want to, and they clearly want to set up for another story arc because King Bo isn't dead. So we thought Oaken killed him earlier. Then he rips. And then he rips Oaken's head off. He frees Oaken, rips his head off, and then throws his head away, punches his head away like a football. It's the water lake somewhere. Obviously he's coming back, but do we even want another story arc with Oaken? Like,
not really.
Like he said, the Oaken up to be the main villain in the next arc whenever he gets around to it. Like, is that necessary?
I don't think so.
Because the show seems like by the end of season 1, I feel like she could be his own completed story, but we just kind of set up stuff for the second story arc. Like, okay, do you really need to see Oaken again? Like, he sets up Oaken to be Oaken will return. Okay. That Boji relinquishes the crown to his brother Data and sets out to form his own kingdom with Kage.
Mm-hmm.
That's how the show ends. But again, like how do you feel about it overall? The show overall.
I mean, it's all right.
Yeah.
There's some, like I said, hand waving moments where you're just like, okay, this happened because reasons. But overall, the story arc makes sense, sort of. again, like, but Boji's arc actually makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
The kid who got passed over trying to reclaim his father's kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
Only during the process he finds out that his father wasn't the man he thought he was.
Yeah, it wasn't the man he thought it was, and he's actually working for an evil witch most of his life.
Mm-hmm.
But again, but yeah, that part works well. Like Boji, the stuff of Boji and Kage, that stuff works well. But the stuff with Lady Miranjo's when things get weird and like not as great. A lot.
They try to make her feel sympathetic.
Yeah.
And sometimes the villain doesn't need to be sympathetic.
Especially since they gave the actual
a fucking villain.
Yeah, especially since they gave the actual demon a sympathetic backstory too, which also confuses me. Like, why does the demon need a sympathetic? Why does the demon need a sympathetic backstory? But you remember that character, right? That Red Devil, yeah, like why does the devil need a sympathetic backstory? I'm confused here. Like,
it's a demon. It's a demon. It doesn't need a backstory.
Like,
it's a demon. That's all there is to it.
Like, the more he grants wishes, the more evil it becomes, and that's why he's evil now. Like, okay, what's like, why did you even give him the backstory to begin with? But that I'm confused why they gave him the backstory to begin with.
Me too. I don't understand why that was necessary.
Okay, and then Boji sets out to form his own kingdom, with Kage. That's when the first season ends. So that's pretty much all we got. The manga, if I believe, hasn't got further past that point. So I'm like,
yeah. So that's all we've got.
Okay, and that's how the show ends. A lot of people say this show started off great and it ended weirdly. It ended poorly. Like,
I can agree with that.
It ended somewhat unwarmly. I actually think that whole stuff of Mother Miranjo being brought back to life could have worked. Could have worked if Boji didn't relinquish the crown. If Boji didn't relinquish the crown, I actually thought that whole thing could have worked.
Yeah. Him doing that created a lot of that storyline.
Because Mother Miranjo got what she wanted then. Because she becomes queen. Although she does marry a Daida, which is weird.
Yeah.
Like, okay, she's marrying the kid she basically raised. Help raise. Okay. Okay. And so I'm confused. I might revisit that. Later on, but I'm confused. Like, okay, how's that?
Well, how that plays out in season 2.
Well, we have season 3 technically, since we got season 2 already. It's just filler.
Yeah, true. I guess so. Season 3.
Once I actually get back to the story, I'm like, okay. Also the main thing that's driving season 2, that's driving season 3, sorry, is Kage's backstory, because we still gotta elaborate on that.
Yeah, which I'm still convinced he's not evil, but he's not good either.
I mean, he's a thief. He's a thief for this. So
He kind of had to be. So no one wanted to hire him for anything else. No one wanted to hire him for anything else. It's just so he kind of had to be a thief.
True.
Now, but he's a good guy now. He's a good guy now, apparently. But again, his backstory stuff involving his people, we gotta explore more. If we don't explore that, that'll be the most disappointing thing ever.
Yeah, we need to know more about where he came from.
Yeah, like we know where he came from. I'm talking about his species, like his kind. Like what happened? Why was his kind exterminated?
Yeah,
why did
and that's the part that needs exploring.
Because
why were your people exterminated?
Because the Shadow Clan and the Shadow creatures were the raw assassins before they decided to exterminate them. So I'm confused. Okay, they worked for they were assassins. His family was working for royalty as assassins. So I'm like, okay, why did the humans suddenly decide we need to kill him now? Like that needs elaborating on. So
yeah, there needs to be some explanation done on that.
Also the whole ranking of kings and the gods and whatnot. Because they mentioned earlier they have this royal tournament between the royalty of different kingdoms in this world, and whoever wins gets this prize, quote unquote. That always drives that usually drives a person to madness by the gods. By the way, by the gods, and the gods are all dicks. They established that earlier. Yep. But we hadn't got to that yet. So like now we gotta get to the actual ranking of kings. So that's gonna be these ideas that could be good, but we don't know yet.
Yeah, that's the thing I think about this series is like it has potential to be excellent, but we just don't know yet.
Yeah, we just don't know yet. It is one of the more unique animes I've seen. And how it tries to blend Western and Eastern influences together.
I will give it that. It is very unique.
But we don't know if the show will end up being amazing or will be just like another Promised Neverland to the scenario here. If you never heard of Promised Neverland, that show started off good and was awful at the end by its end.
Yeah.
That was anime. If you ain't heard that. So I'm not even recommending watch that.
But like you said, it started off good.
Yeah.
And then went to shit.
Yeah. Shows. Yeah. I think it hurts endings. Actually, I think it might have been actually worse than Game of Thrones, if that's somehow possible. So, the ending to that show, like I heard that it's actually worse than Game of Thrones. That's somehow possible. So, now I Promised Neverland. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not even going to
the turn from season 6 of Game of Thrones to season 8 was just insane.
So, now when how highly I rank this anime, I'm not sure. It's not as good as Monster or Made Abyss for me at least, because my 3 favorite anime so far: Monster, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and Made Abyss.
Full Metal Alchemist, especially as it's finished, is just a beautiful story.
Mm-hmm.
Monster, again, fully fleshed out story that carried it through to the end.
Mm-hmm.
Made in Abyss, we'll see.
Yeah, Made Abyss isn't over yet, but I already tell you I like Made Abyss way more than this.
Yeah, I'd say so. Made in
Yeah,
Abyss is way more. It's more fun
yeah,
than this show is.
yeah. This is a lot of This is exactly. This I'm not sure what I feel on this. It depends on how the show ends, how latest seasons go with this. So
Well,
like
that's the thing. We're seeing the setup, but we haven't seen the payoff. The payoff yet.
yeah. Although just looking at season one, it's a fine story in itself.
Yeah.
It's a fine, just rough around the edges near the end. Near the end, like okay, like what is the with the Lady Miranjo stuff? That really kind of throws. That's really when the show starts showing his Ryan starts showing his weaknesses here with Miranjo. I'm like, okay, like is she like what?
Like, and does anyone care if she is?
Yeah. The okay, yeah. But the other one, one to mention was kind of like Odd Taxi, what you might do. That's the one where some taxi driver gets harassed by Yakuza because they want the
Yeah,
dash
that
cam.
one seems interesting. I'll have to give that a look. I haven't
Yeah,
delved into it. I've been gaming a lot lately with Rogue Trader.
yeah. On that, I've seen some of those. I ain't watched all of it yet.
Me and Trucker Rob are doing a deep dive into Rogue Trader.
Yeah,
And don't get it twisted. We are going to get back to music at some point.
yeah. At some point. Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Now our tax is a weird one. Yeah. Especially when you learn the twist at the end of the show. I'm not spoiling that for you.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, okay. Taxi driver. He gets harassed by Yakuza who want dash cam footage of a supposed kidnapping victim. Everyone thinks, yeah, they think they want to call the Yakuza want to call up their tracks. So the taxi driver guy doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, exactly. Like any cab you would.
Like, okay, you want dash cam footage.
Okay, what the fuck is going on here?
Okay, and he got sucked into this now, and then he had to get out of this. That's what made the show.
One thing I always loved about like a lot of classic storytelling in anime specifically is the average guy of just like what the hell is going on.
Yeah, that's how Monster was built on. That's
Yeah.
why I love Monster. So yeah, that was a guy gets sucked into whatever. So, thank you very much. We're in the stream now. Well, see y'all next time. We discuss another anime or whatever or cartoon or whatever. It could be a Western cartoon that could be interesting. But bye bye everybody.
Later.